Hello everybody and welcome back to our Pep Guardiola Recreation Series 2022-2023. Okay, right, so you're actually going to join me at the start of the transfer window. I did say we'd come back at the end as we're just about to play Liverpool in the Community Shield. However, I thought it was important for us to, you get to see my little new custom view here, which is going to be used mainly just for the Pep tactic because we've got mainly just passing and movement stats in here that we're going to look at as our base view, as it were. I think for a more general one, I'll probably have it slightly more spread out across defending, passing, dribbling, all that kind of stuff, right? So we've got mainly just passing and movement ones here, like dribbles per 90, a bit of distance per 90 covered, opposition, open play key passes per 90. When this is OP, I always think opposition, but that's open play key passes per 90. And by the way, just so you know, I can't show you right now because we haven't started a game yet, but there are so many unbelievable new stats in the game. It's unbelievable just how much the game has come in a year. Obviously, you had the data hub that came out last year, and see how it's improved, and to see it through to its fruition here is just incredible. So I can't wait to showcase all of that for you at some point in this save. Not the distant future, hopefully as well. So team then, we're going to have £102 million to spend, 500 grand a week in wages. That's great because we're going to spend a lot of that. And in terms of players out, right, I don't know who I'm going to definitely not use. So Erling Haaland's amazing. Phil Foden's very, very good. Julian Alvarez, if he played for a Leicester, a West Ham, an Aston Villa, he wouldn't look too out of place in those teams. He doesn't look like a start 38 games a season and you can still win the league kind of striker. You probably could, but he doesn't really look like one of those. He's not that good. So I think that we need a better striker replacement for Haaland if there was a problem, because he's not the same level and he's not the same type of player, which is fine, but he's also nowhere near good enough, I don't think, generally. He's good, but he's not absolutely world class, is he? Do you think? I don't think so. So yeah, we're going to get a striker and use Julian Alvarez as an emergency striker. He can play wide as well for us. He's probably going to play wide more than he's going to play striker for me anyway. Jack Grealish, I think, is a really good number 10 in the game, or central field player, because of the attributes that he's got. So we might play him central a little bit, as well as wide. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Kevin De Bruyne, just, look at that. Look at that. What a player he is, Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva's got to be one of the most underrated players in FM in terms of, people don't seem to mention Bernardo Silva. They think about, Haaland. People talk about Mbappe. They talk about De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva is absolutely world-class in every department. For a central midfield player, he's quick. He's got pass. He's got vision, work, great stamina. He's got everything. Everything you want in a central midfield player. What a player. In terms of players out, I'm not seeing too much here that I'm going to do right this second. But what do we need? Sergio Gomez, is he a good enough left back? He's quite good. Would I want to be stuck with him as a first choice left back all season? I don't know. With him being so poor in the air, not very good defensively, but they're not very quick. If he was quick, I'd say he's going to be great, and he probably will be in a couple of years, but this season, in our first season, I don't know if I want to rely on him at all, really. So we'll probably get one left back, maybe even two. Is what we'll do here. Right, we've got one too many centre backs ready because we've got. If I'm going to use two left backs, those are my four centre backs, which make Sergio Gomez and Aki disposable really in this squad. How long is he out for? Yeah, it'd be fine. I might not sell Aki, and I'll keep him as a replacement for Laporte. But then January comes around, we're pretty much set that Aki is going to be the one that leaves. CDMs, you got Rodri and Calvin Phillips, that's fine to me. Centre mid, you got Gundogan, De Bruyne, Silva, and either we buy one or it becomes Grealish as well, potentially. And then for wide players, you've got Mahrez and Foden, which leaves me really, I'd say two wide players maybe. I'd still want for two players in every position sort of thing. Two wide players and a striker would be nice to add to this, which sounds ridiculous, but in real life, City are happy to have a slightly smaller squad and just play. When they rotate one or two players. We may rotate the whole 11 when we rotate players. So I want two players as first team level as possible, just so that when you do a recreation, if we pick up a long-term injury, I don't want that to destroy what we're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be really important that while we are a big club with money, we're going to try and get that as close as possible. So I'm thinking we go definitely one left back, definitely a striker, and definitely a winger. And then we reevaluate from that position there, potentially getting more on top of that. But that's the three main things I think we're gonna grab here. And have a quick look at some left backs, and then we'll come back when I get an offer accepted, I suppose. Oh, staff-wise as well. What we're going to do is we're going to try and create a club DNA. So when I bring in a staff member, they've got to have either like control possession, tiki-taka, any of the possession-based like coaching styles, and a formation that's similar to ours. So everybody that we bring in has got to fit that mentality and that sort of frame. I'm going to go through and eliminate all the staff members. When I say eliminate, I just mean get rid. We're just going to terminate their contracts. We're going to get rid of all the staff members that don't really fit that. So they may not do, I don't know, I've not looked yet, but we're going to go through and eliminate all those so that everybody's got this cohesive feel towards this one playing philosophy at the club, right? Staff, players, everybody. We're all going to buy in and go all in to the Pep Guardiola positional play philosophy. Yeah, with that said, let's get this going and see how it goes. Okay, so we have just done a load of transfers, or at least offered some players out, got a load of staff in, so that's all looking good. Come back to that in a second. So I just thought I'd show some of the new features in the game as we go, because I'm not going to really be doing, or I haven't done so far anyway, a specific here's what's new in the game kind of video. And there's going to be a lot of those anyway that are out on YouTube. So I thought that if you do follow only my sort of stuff, then we'll go through it as well. But I mean, if you want to see, there's lots of other videos out there as well. Right, so this is a new one. So the supporters profile update. So we have Manchester City fans here. We have our supporters are broken down into sections of what type of fans that you have at a club and how much influence then they can have on the boards. It's factored into this and this sort of stuff, right? So we have here 90% casual fans, 3% corporate, 22% fair weather, and 80% family, 30% core, and 6% hardcore fans. So supporters' influence on the board is high. That's interesting for City. I mean, I suppose it's been a long time since they had a manager where the fans wanted the manager out. Obviously, they love Pep Guardiola. They love Pellegrini for the most part. Maybe until the end, they got a little frustrated with Pellegrini, but I think generally they were still pretty positive about him, especially when they announced that he was going to be leaving and Pep was going to take over. I think it was in January or February. It was that sort of time, wasn't it? So yeah, I suppose that's hard to really judge that, but fair enough. Social media and all this sort of stuff looks great. And yes, so that's like a nice little thing there for you. We'll say yes to all this. Match prep, let's just cancel this. First thing I'm going to do is I love to just cancel all the friendlies. And the reason is when I have a new save with a new team, I like to just play a lot easier teams in the preseason, just to get that full morale up a little bit. Just get the players in a bit of full morale going into that first game of the season. I'd say it's more of an outdated way to like sort of do it really, because like it used to be that when you would do a friendly, it felt like it had more of an impact than it does now. So like doing a mid-season friendly and beating somebody like 20-0 felt like it actually benefited your team, especially going into the next game. I don't feel like it does that as much anymore. I feel like that was changed quite a few years ago. But it's one of those things that, although you know it's probably not as powerful as it once was, it's still hard to not do it when you know it worked for so long for you in Football Manager. So it's one of those things really, mainly the first preseason. I don't really care so much about the subsequent ones. So we're not going to do anything too extravagant with training. We're just going to let the assistant take it, and we are going to then set double intensity for everything. 1 second here. Training, we're just going to double intensity for this, and then the same for the 21s. They're going to get the same treatment, and then 18s get the same treatment on top of that. And that is all we're going to do for training for now. Long term, I may look at putting a schedule together, but ultimately, I've always sort of done it this way, and I don't know. There are obviously going to be better training schedules, but if you don't want to stress over it, don't want to fret over it, I personally do that because the assistant's going to do it good enough, and I'm not going to get too many injuries from it. And it's just, I don't know, it's just something that it's like a lazy way of just leaving it the way it is. And hopefully, if you have a good assistant, it should be fine normally. Our tactic is ready. We've made transfer for some players. Now let's get through this transfer window, and you will join me. And you'll join me in a second when we get our first negotiation, whoever that is with. We are going to be looking for a left back, like I said, a striker and a winger. That'll probably be it, but let's see how we go. Right, so the first player we're looking at is Lautaro Martinez. Now, he cannot play wide at all, according to this, but he's going to. He's going to be basically a wide player. He'll be our number 2 striker, I think, behind Haaland, if there's a problem. And then it just moves down Alvarez into like a more backup position. But I think Martinez is probably going to be our first signing. I think he's going to play wide for us, to make him learn to play left wing and cutting on his right foot. And that's probably going to be it. It's a good first sign, I think, for quite a lot of money, but who cares at this point? We're just trying to get the players in. Second one is going to be, I think, Gaia, because we need a left back. I wanted Theo Hernandez. He's my number one pick every time for a left back in any save with a top side. I think he's just fantastic, especially in FM. He's just world class. He's going to cost us like near on 100 million. Gaia's going to cost us 30 and about half the wages. So it's a more cost-effective signing for us. I think it makes a bit more sense, at least at this point, unless I sell anybody. Right now, I'm not selling anybody, and I'm just going with the budget that we've got. So it makes more sense to bring in Gaia at this stage. Now, Jamal Musiala could be our central fielder or our wide player. I said last year that he was the best player for me in FM22, and I know a lot of people love Haaland. Haaland was obviously incredible as well, but Jamal Musiala could be a world-class number 10 or a world-class winger in your side, depending on how you wanted to use him. By 4 years in, if you have him for a couple of those years, he could have 17 acceleration, 17 pace, and dribbling would be high, passing high, off the ball high, everything. He'd just be the most complete midfield/wide player that you could possibly get. And he was the only player I would feel comfortable scoring, going through on a one-on-one from a wide position. So he's definitely going to come in. I'm probably going to start him on the left-hand side and be in our our more 10 Grealish role, but be better than Grealish. And I just love Jamal Musiala, and if we can get him in, he'll be coming in. That'd be a nice little signing because he can also do either role, which is good. Okay, it is match day for our first game of the season, the Community Shield against Liverpool. Let's go through our transfers and see who managed to get in the end. The first one was Lautaro Martinez. Like I said, we were going to get him in. He's going to play probably now more up front than on the wing and be our replacement for Haaland, which is actually quite a good thing for us. You'll see in a second why that is from the other players that we got. But yeah, basically then Lautaro Martinez is going to be an option for us wide. He's also going to be the next in line for Haaland if Haaland ever has to miss out. And he's obviously a really good replacement. Slightly different type of striker. I guess more an Aguero type fit in terms of attributes. But yeah, obviously world-class signing. Would be great on the wing when he learns to play a bit more. And I think it's a really good signing overall. Jamal Musiala, yeah, he's going to come in and be our better version of Grealish effectively. He's way more potential. I think he's a lot more effective. And he's just one of my favourite players. So if I've got a tactic I'm playing and I can fit him into a role, he's going to be in there. If I can get him into the Atletico Madrid team on the right-hand side doing the Koke role, he's going to play there as well. Because he can do it all. He can be anything you want him to be. Jamal Musiala. Kingsley Coman comes in for the wide areas. Right, so we need a wide player. So we're going to have Foden and Mahrez mainly on the right-hand side. There might be some games where I want an extra right footer on the right-hand side to sort of maintain the width, maybe with Foden on the left and a right-footed winger on the right. And Musiala is obviously more of a number 10, so I wanted something a bit different. Also, we can play both right-footers, we can play both left-footers, we can play one-on-one, whatever we want to do. It gives us more flexibility. I like Pep when he's got a player like this, when he's got a Thierry Henry, when he's got a Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané, a wide forward that has got pace, acceleration, and a bit of explosiveness as well in the way that they move. I love to have a player like this in a Pep tactic. I think his teams always look the best when he's got somebody like that. Although the longer he's at a club, the more of those players he seems to get rid of. The more he starts to end up with number 10s basically playing in wide areas. But I think it's great when they have somebody like this. And again, we're going to try and replicate his style of football, but with players that I think can bring out the best of it within the 2023. So I like to have one of these kind of players that plays in the wide area and is quick and got some explosiveness. And Kingsley Coman is going to be that player for us. Jose Guy comes in at left back, or Jose Guy because he's Spanish, not Portuguese. Jose Guy comes in at left back and a pretty good cost-effective signing, and he's one of 2 left backs that we signed. And guess what? Jose Guy is not going to be our starting left back. What? Jack, you spent how much money on him as a backup left back? Wow. You're about to see why. Legend, that is Theo Hernandez, handed in a transfer request to AC Milan, and instead of them rejecting an £80 million offer, which they did at the start of the save, they sold him to us for 35 million with a bit of with a bit of percentage of the next sale. Okay, let's not get around that, but it was 35 million, 10 up front, 25 over 48 months, whatever it is. So, welcome to the football club, Theo Hernandez. I got the left back that I wanted. We're now set a left back for the next, 4 years. So, as I said, with this save, we were always going to spend a bit of money in the first season, but I'm going to make sure this save is done on a cost-effective basis. So we're going to try and have a money in equals money out basis for the whole team over the entirety of the save. So probably about 3 years. So we're going to spend a lot of money at the start to get the squad where we want it to be, and then we're going to start to make profits as the season goes on. So it's not going to be like we're just going to keep buying the best players all the time. We might do. I don't know. We'll see. No, but the plan is to try and make it cost effective over the longer period. So although we bought 5 really good players there, it's probably not going to stay that way, and we're going to end up reining in the spending. But left back's fine now. We're absolutely fine at left back, so that's great. That is it. That's our 5 signings. So we've only brought in 5 players, but we haven't sold anybody. So it's just adding to the squad that was already there, which is great. We're now pretty much set, I think, for a nice little run at all competitions if we can do it. We could easily sell a player in January. Like, we could sell probably Aki, maybe even Gundogan, because Gundogan's contract's up at the end of the year. So, yeah, that's going to be the team for this year. Let's see how we get on in today's game. It's Liverpool in the Community Shield. So, today's episode, we're going to finish off with 2 games. We're going to play Liverpool in the Community Shield. Liverpool first game of the season. So, nice back-to-back games against Liverpool, and let's see how we get on. That first league game is absolutely crucial, by the way. That is going to be your first team for this season. If we have everybody fit, that's going to be the team. Be Ederson in goal, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte, Hernandez across the back, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, in the middle, and then Foden, Musiala, and Haaland as the front 3. So it looked like that is only how it's going to look for us. And yeah, that's with all being said, things are going well. Right, we've already got players out, so Walker comes straight in there. Let's get Gundogan on the bench for this cup final. Musiala's out to play Coman on the left, and let's get then Alvarez onto the bench. Laporte is out, so let's get a Kanji in there and Stones on the bench, and then let's leave Grealish in there. Right, so that is going to be the team for today's game then. It's going to be then Ederson in goal, Walker, Diaz, Akanji, Hernandez. So let's get this in the better view here. So we're going to have Ederson in goal. We're going to have Hernandez, Akanji, Diaz, Walker in the back 4, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, and Kevin De Bruyne in the middle, Foden, Coman, and Haaland up front. Come on, Manchester City. Assistant manager says, these fans have been fantastic for us. They're the ones who really pay your wages. Got their win this for them. Okay, thank you, manager. I'll agree with that. So Liverpool have... Wait, who in the hell is that? Hang on a second here. Who is Davis they've got in goal? Is that a new gen? What? So Adrian is fit to play. Alisson could almost play as well. Harvey Davis. I mean, clearly Klopp doesn't care about the Community Shield. I mean, look at this. Got to get a short on sight policy here. I'm not entirely sure why they've selected Harvey Davis, but apparently they have. So there you go, Harvey Davis. Congratulations on your, I guess your first start. Oh, his first start, yeah. Wow. I mean, if I wasn't expecting before, I am now. We're going to have replays on, obviously just for us with goals. We don't care about opposition replays. We are going to have it on comprehensive highlights. We're going to put it on, okay, so I'm going to put it on sideline view. Now, I used this a little bit recently. If it's a little zoomed out and you don't like it, please let me know. But I think it's the best camera angle to see like a Pep style football here, because you get to see all the moving parts all sort of in sync with each other, right? So I think it's the best view for that. Now, don't forget, before we did have, when I did my Pep Guardiola Barcelona save last year, we did 2D highlights with 3D replay. So it's still an upgrade on that. But if it is a little not to your liking, I just think it's better to see the tactic in its entirety while we're playing the match. And I think this camera angle does offer us the best overall view. So yeah, I'm going to probably stick with this for the first few episodes and the first few games. I'm going to play it on a slightly slower pace to begin with, because we want to see all the moving parts, don't we? So what we're going to try and do is, whenever possible, try and get sort of 2 players to go and press the back line, especially in the centre. So you've got your striker, and either a winger can come and press with Haaland, or a central midfielder can jump out. So it almost looks like a bit of a 4-4-2-ish shape out of possession. It can look like that when one of the midfielders, normally I'd like to have De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva jump out of midfield and press with Haaland, and then whoever the opposite winger is. So if the ball's on the right-hand side, the left winger would be in that situation, would then come over to the middle to compact the middle. That's how I'd like them to do it. We'll see how they do, I suppose. As Foden's got it, and he loses it. Liverpool going behind early. Got Theo Hernandez on the left-hand side, forces it back, and it's offside anyway. And she plays, oh my goodness, that was a slightly risky pass. Theo Hernandez across here, please. I mean, Akanji, what are we doing here early doors? That is not filling me with confidence. Right, can we get on it, Coman? Okay, I mean, I know it's Haaland, but a nice little pass into Coman's feet would have been nice there. Ruben Diaz is going to collect and play it into Walker. Can we get on it, Foden? We can. Can Foden release it to somebody? Okay, he does, the centre-back. And okay, I don't mind that. If Walker's in the wide zone and he's free, and he's definitely onside, so Foden's going to get it. Oh, what a touch. Foden goes through. Foden. Oh, Kyle Walker, don't shoot on your left foot. And as it dribbles into the middle of the pitch, he's going to release this hopefully to somebody. Kevin De Bruyne has been fouled. Referee. What is that? Oh, no. Oh, no. Kevin De Bruyne has a knock. Getting a bit frustrated with the amount of chances we're seeing from Liverpool here. Like, they're just constantly having highlights against us. Come on, City. Haaland's getting pressed to centre-backs. Come on. Fabinho's got it. Whacks it into the air. We're going to win that, though. Diaz is going to bring it down and play good. Can we spread out back football? We have to ping this. No, we don't want to see that. Oh, it's in, though. Oh, no, we want to see that. Go on, Coman. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. I wanted Edison to do that the entire time. What a ball that is up to Haaland. See, that gives you the little... Like, Pep has done this before with his teams, right? I remember the Community Shield against Liverpool a few years ago where they kept pinging it in behind Trent because they deemed him as a weakness, I guess. Like 3 years ago this was. But, we'll take a bit of that every now and again. Oh, I love that. And Coman scores, make it 1-0 to City. Come on. Okay, Fabinho plays it to Matip. Matip is going to stay on it. Trent. Thiago is lost it to Bernardo Silva. Erling Haaland's got it. He's going to go through. He's not going to score from there, though, and he doesn't. Theo Hernandez. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit exasperated at the possession at the moment. Like, we really are not keeping the ball very well compared to them. And it's not showing in our highlights, though, in comprehensive highlights. So it's whatever's happening when it's not showing the highlights. So Liverpool are racking up like 5 to 10 passes before we even get the this is comprehensive, by the way, so we can't put it on to anything else other than full match, which we can do, and we did do for Barcelona before, right? But I'd like to avoid that and just play on comprehensive if I can. That should have been a ball near post, really, not near side. I know one of them was offside, but he could have tried to slide the other one in. But the possession there, let's just have a look at that a second. So we've got possession is 59 there. So like we said, 50, and so is ball share though. So it's both. They're both making passes and staying on the ball longer than us. XG is relatively close, but we have scored the goal and they've not so far. So let's see how we break our attacks down while we like that. What is that, Rodri? What the fuck are you doing? Rodri, in here. Anything you want. What you're not going to do is try and play Haaland in behind. I know it worked once, but come on. And it's worked again, to be fair. So, I mean, if we score from this, it's Rodri. No, it's not Rodri. No. Okay. Liverpool panicking. Liverpool are panicking, and now we are as well, because that's it's in on goal. It's in on goal. He's slowing up to try and find somebody. He does, and that looked like it was going to be a goal, but it wasn't. Let's see what happens here. So Rodri plays it. We see what the problem is, don't we? We all see what the problem is. Rodri, get off the pitch. And they should have scored. We can't see what we're doing tactically if you're absolutely useless the entire match. Just get off. Let us play with some proper players for once here. I do like Rodri. I like him in FM normally, but this game he's just useless, isn't he? He's useless. Let's not even try and pretend otherwise. Foden, he's offside. I'm just trying to make sure they stop getting too many passes built up in the middle. They can do this and then try and swing crosses in if they want. Even if they score, I don't want to keep as much possession as they've got. Oh, that was close. That's a good little ball from Walker, that, actually, to be fair. Oh, Foden, love it. Look at this. That's a lovely little animation that that you wouldn't have seen in FM22. The way that Foden sort of... What is this? Oh, we've got a lot of work to do here, boys, haven't we? Christ alive. Let's have a look at Erling Haaland's ball here. Right. Erling, do you want this one? Do you want this one? What do you want? Maybe if you've got your eyes, you can even see a bit of this going on. But what you don't want to do is play that. Hopefully he just brings him down. Take the yellow. Take the yellow. Take the yellow, boys. That's it right now. Yeah, love that. He hit Theo Hernandez. That's why he was bought. That is why you were bought, Theo Hernandez. You are the best left back in the world. Thank you, mate. Okay, they've got a header that's going to be easily collected. Right. Okay, let's build an attack, Edison. Okay, let's not. We might have to watch this in full match because in comprehensive, we're not seeing enough of really what's happening in the build-ups. Like, he's tried that and it's worked because he was open. Like, there was a clear lane through to him. That should have been... Get your eyes open there, Cohen. What are we doing here? Just seen his goal bonus there. Kevin De Bruyne with a free kick. It's quite close to goal. Oh, come on! Give it to De Bruyne. I love it. 2-0 City. Come on. We needed that, really, because we were getting dominated a little bit. Okay, now that's going to... I'm not going to go to full match now because the game's going to have changed a little bit, right? Because it's now 2-0. You know, Liverpool obviously are going to play and press a little more than they would do normally, and they're going to be more aggressive. So it's going to have changed a little bit, like how the game would have gone. So I'm not going to watch full match just yet. Maybe in the next match is Liverpool. Okay, with Trent always needs scored. Oh, Van Dijk's tapped it in. I don't believe it. Wow, there you go. Straight back into the game. Why not? Why not? Possession's actually gone back into our favour now. Oh. Kevin De Bruyne! What a player. What a player. We might be getting bailed out by the free kicks of our better players at this point, but that's fine. We'll take that early on in the save. You know, we need a bit of bailing out at times when we get the tactics maybe slightly wrong. Yeah, that's a great start from Kevin De Bruyne. So it's a good job I didn't take him off, and it's a good job he didn't have to go off. Look at the difference that would have made. We'd probably be losing 1-0 at this point. I know it'd be 1-1 because we scored early on. Trent's got it, the left-hand side for us, right-hand side for them. He's going to whip this in, I'm sure. Oh, no, Thiago. Yes, Kyle Walker, love that. Get across Haaland, get across. Nail him, give him one back. He took out De Bruyne, give him one back. Okay, play it in early to his feet. Okay, now that's fine. I don't mind that. Haaland's Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's going to carry it and plays it through to Foden, who is onside, who's lost it. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Haaland's in, though. Erling Haaland. Oh, no. That was an opportunity, that. We're looking constructive on those counters, but is that why we're losing the ball so much, though? We have got counter on, so I could untick that, I suppose. Okay, I'm going to say we're halfway there. The job isn't done, though. Ruben Diaz has it, plays it across to Akanji, to Bernardo Silva, to Theo Hernandez. Nice. Okay, can you make it a run? Okay, nice. From Coleman. Now you got to turn and play backwards. Okay, Theo, you're going to get away with that. Oh, he's given up on it. Pathetic. I've got a lot of tweaks to make, I think, on this tactic. We'll see. It's the first game. Like, it could be scrappy, and the players may not do exactly what you want them to do because it's the first game of the season as well. Familiarity isn't as high and all that kind of stuff, right? So, we've seen... Oh, it's going to be close. I think the Liverpool-Arsenal game a few weeks ago in the Premier League, that game was incredibly scrappy in the middle. I mean, just get off the pitch, Akanji. And it looked like quite chaotic, a bit like how this game's looked at times, which is good, I suppose. And Theo Hernandez keeps that right. Okay, Kanji, thank you for your services. Get off the pitch before you ruin it for us. And we'll take off Kevin De Bruyne because I don't want him to get injured. We'll play Grealish in the middle, I think. Kev's given us 15 minutes and he's scored 2 goals. I mean, if we can't win it without him now, then we don't deserve to win it, do we? Is how I'm sort of thinking of it. He's got a yellow card. They go long in behind. Now play it quickly so they don't pressure into corner. Walker. Good. Edison's got plenty of options. Please don't ping this clear. Come and split for him, Stonesy. Okay, that'll do. Not sure that was the best option, but it worked. Oh. It's close, isn't it? You can see why they would play those passes. As frustrating as it is for us, like Liverpool are caught that high at the pitch on a pressers. You play with the sort of spaces, I suppose. Like I can't moan too many of these right this second. G is quite low compared to theirs. Like obviously we know 2 of our goals have come from just not long range free kicks, but free kicks. Now Cummins got a not great. Right, it's part of play. I don't know if he's going to have to come off. He'll have to go off. Okay, that's really not good. So Lautaro Martinez goes on the left. Let's do that. Let's take off Foden and put Mahrez on. And I think we'll leave it like that for now. Gundogan gets it to Bernardo Silva to Lautaro Martinez, who tries, it's going to work, unbelievably. Mahrez. Oh, I thought it was going to go in. Both teams have played their probably scrappiest style of football they possibly could have done in this game. But so whips it in, far post, Erling Haaland's not going to get to it. Walker's going to get to this easy, though. Well, he should do. Just have a shot. Why not? Oh, no. Bernardo Silva actually going to work it for a little bit. Ruben Diaz, don't you have a shot? No, don't you dare. Good. Bernardo Silva. Gundogan. Oh, Gunders, what we doing? Tactical foul. Oh, no, don't need to. I love it. I love how that sort of quick transition happened. If you want to watch the Liverpool-Arsenal game for a few weeks ago, so much of it is like that. It's great. And there we have it first. Competition in Football Manager 2023. We win the Community Shield Manchester City in our very first game. That's not bad, is it? First game on camera, first game in the on the channel, and win a trophy. Well done, Manchester City. Good performance that. Well, good performance considering both teams were scrappy, right? We'll take that as a first game. We've a lot to improve on and work on. It was hard to identify too much what was going on in that game, but we'll see what happens in the next one. It's Liverpool. We won 3-1. You know, you never know if those goals go in with Alisson in goal and the free kick, so we'll see. What a Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne, man of the match for me. Played pretty well, got injured and still scored 2. Absolute legend. There we go, 3-1 to City. We'll say congratulations on winning the trophy. So injuries then. Coman is up 3 to 6 weeks. De Bruyne is up for a week as well. Okay, so some stats from the last game. We have sprints per 90, interesting, distance cover per 90. Got some little stats in there. Assists per 90 for a couple of them, and goals, etc. Passes completed percentage ratio. So Walker's down. Theo Hernandez, that's quite low, isn't it, for a fullback? That looks pretty low. Now, that doesn't surprise us, does it? Looking at that, Rodri gave the ball away a lot. So we can use the stats here to sort of put together our little Pep style of football. Just for 99, that's incredible. So something to do with him was not very good. Now, I'm not sure if we'll change this yet. We'll wait and see. I'm going to put Rodri on fewer risky passes and see if that changes what he does. So he doesn't do those bloody long ones. Hopefully he just goes back and keeps retaining, but we'll see what happens. That's the only tweak I'm going to make. We're going to play Liverpool again in a second anyway in the league. So we'll play exactly the same tactic, exactly the same team, except for the fact that Rodri is going to have few risky passes. Let's see how that goes, and I'll see you in a second for that. First game of the season. First proper game of the season, let's say, really. So Cohen's out, which is fine. Let's just put the first team back in there a second. Let's get Musiala. Can he play? No. Lautaro? I guess we'd do that. It hamstrings us a little bit on how we can change the game, I think. I could start Walker. I could. Not Walker, sorry, Grealish. I think that gives us a better option to change it off the bench. So maybe we go with that for now. Let's go with that and see how that goes. Right, okay. Let's go with that then. City versus Liverpool, massive game. It's not the kind of game you want to lose really early on, because if we were to lose this and go behind them in the title race, we'd know all throughout the title race we'd have played them away from home in the second half of the season. It's not great for us. They've got almost the same team. I think Matip comes out, Konate goes in, Alisson goes in goal, which is not a surprise. See, I don't know why that goalkeeper was even in, because they've got Adrian back on the bench. Maybe, I don't know, they wanted to play the backup, and right in that moment he was the backup because Adrian was number one, but I don't know. Anyway, as Savannah just says, our home form is important to us. Got to make the match count. Okay, yeah, it does. It should make a big difference to us. There we go. City, what a team that is. I do look forward to getting Laporte at left centre back, because I wasn't impressed with Akanji and Rodri. And they've got almost exactly the same team there, haven't they? Okay, so they're going to play out there. Henderson gets it. Right, I'm not too bothered what we do out of possession yet. I'm looking just at in possession. I want to fix that first. I don't feel like we were City enough. Like, we're a little too. I mean, the thing is, if Haaland's winning the ball there and Foden's making it run in behind, and Liverpool are set high, like, you're probably going to play that, and I think they would in real life too. I think you don't want to do that every time, right? You want to be selective, but there's going to be times where you are going to play that. And it looks like he was offside, so he gave up on the ball. Well, look what's happened here, though. Should have blown for the offside ref. Yeah, Foden's Diaz has panicked there, right? Should be flagged. He stopped because he was offside, the right winger. Like, that situation there, like, he's got to try and play that in there. He does. And that, look at that there. So if you've got this sort of level of press, that's pretty good for Liverpool. There's not much Diaz can do. In real life, when that comes, he might see him at the corner of his eye. Might try and clip that around the corner. I think in real life, he probably would try and clip this into De Bruyne. But, I mean, once he turns like that, now he's in trouble. There's nothing else he could possibly do here, apart from go back to maybe to Edison. There's no point playing this pass because you're going to risk that. So, I mean, yeah, I'm okay with that as a clearance. I mean, in that situation, I don't think there's too much more he can do. And I'm not sure about that with Theo Hernandez rolling back the years. That's more like a 1997 Manchester City fullback. I'll just get off the CDM and get up front. Yeah, that's it, because we're going to play this to you on the count. So, that was dangerous. Also for Liverpool, they are... Oh my goodness, lads, what are we doing here? I think we're clearing it a bit too much. We're getting pinned back too much as well, I think. We probably need to work on how we're going to win the ball, because we're sort of getting pinned back. When we're winning it, I don't think there's much we can do. I mean, like, again, that was sort of on, really, from Walker. Like, look, there's two there. De Bruyne, Haaland, where's Foden? Foden's there. So when this builds up a second here, like, look, they've gone to counter-press, now they realise they're in trouble. And look, I mean, you can't blame him for trying that. I mean, what you'd want is maybe a ball in the air clipped into Foden rather than it going into, in the end, it's quite central. You rather go like wide into like Foden's path out on the outside of his defender. Because if Foden wins that, like, that should be a goal. So again, I cannot criticise that ball. Like, the attempt, I mean. All right, Foden's got it. What have you got now, Foden? He's got a few options. He gets fouled. Oh, you got to play on. You better book him for that. Oh, referee, you are a disgrace. He was through, man. We had players still ready to get the ball. We'd play the advantage. We've got 12 players as usual. Right, Firmino's got it. Fabinho plays it back to Konate. Get on the centre-back, Haaland, in case they retain it. They're not going to retain this now, though, I don't think. That's a foul. Because we're 3 minutes in. We've not really seen anything in possession from us at all, because they've had the ball. Right, this should be ours now. Need to do that, Akanji. I know it's a nice little animation. Everybody gets to see it, but did you need to do it? I'm not sure you did. Okay, can we head this away? Yeah. Early pressure. Like, I don't know what possession is. I bet it's ridiculous. Yeah, like, they've just had the ball the whole time so far. And okay, just turn and play to somebody. Okay, that's fine. That works. Gets up the pitch. Okay, now we finally got our first like set possession of the game. 4 minutes in. Walking through this back, hopefully. Ruben Diaz, who's going to hopefully just go back to left centre back. Yeah, he does. Rodri's got simple passes on him now, so he shouldn't be pinging this left, right, and centre. Nice little movement from Rodri there, like that. Not sure like that from Bernardo Silva, especially if Foden's offside. He's not. Like here, let's go back to Bernardo. Bernardo picks up the ball. Right there, I want to see that. That's what I want right there. I don't want that. Take more risk passes off of Bernardo Silva. Because basically, though, you don't want the possession to be too passive. Like, I want him to be able to try and through ball it to wingers if they make the run. But we'll just take it off him and see what that does for us as well. Bernardo Silva gets it here, plays into Theo Hernandez, who's got the ball, drives into the box. He's probably going to have to retain this to somebody. Or he's gone for Haaland, I suppose, which is okay. And a tactical foul. Haaland, yes, here we go. Right, this is where you can counter-attack. Play him. You've got to play that Grealish. Oh, Grealish. What are you doing? Well, I mean, Grealish is already my player to take off here. Right, quick pass. Bernardo, just get to him, play it in, mate. What are we doing? Do you like throw-ins, do you? Apparently, Bernardo Silva loves the throw-ins in the game. He absolutely loves it. Look at him. He's thrilled by it. I want to throw a ball. Just give it to me here. Theo Hernandez throws it into Grealish. Grealish is going to take it and play it into Akanji, who nearly loses the ball but doesn't. Ruben Diaz plays it into Foden. That's not a bad little ball. Now bring it down. And can you play to somebody else? Oh, he tries Haaland. Okay, that's fine. That wasn't too bad. As they've just gone anywhere they want to. I don't mind this, right? It's like they've just gone to like the nearest tactical position for them. So Grealish was already in the striker role, so he's just going to press there. Foden's there now. Haaland's temporarily on the left wing just to press, which I like that. Rather than waiting for them to. Now they'll cross, which is good. And we've got the ball easily anyway. Well, they haven't switched too quickly though. This is a bit of positional play. Look at this. They're just occupying a few different zones. Now it's poor positional play though, because they're all occupying the same zone. Okay, can we work this? I mean, Foden did get himself free there. Walker, Rodri, nice. We like that. We love this. There we go. Oh, Grealish. It was in here. I wonder, right? I'm just wondering right now, looking at this. It's 2 times this happened. When it's gone to Grealish here, if he's left-footed, I wonder if he just plays that into Haaland, or if he takes it, he might open up his body and play this guy in. So just looking at this now, twice he's done this sort of thing. I'm going to just switch him and Foden, I think, and play them on natural sides and see how that develops. Let's see how they go when we go with natural-sided wide players. As we're starting to dominate the game now, they go long. We're going to win this again, surely. Ah, Bernardo. They've gone long. Kyle, get out to that. Does, and we're going to win that and hopefully play nice and calmly from the back. No, we're just going to whack it. Okay, let's take off counter again as well. Try and maximise everything we can do here to try and make the team play better in our style of football. I mean, Theo cannot be getting beat like that. Oh, they're in. And they should have scored. Edison plays into Ruben Diaz. Nice, play shot on their press. I love that. Right, now you could play that if you wanted to, because he did make the run. He's in there. Good. There we go. Okay, Grealish has it. Drives inside with it. Haaland, this looks better already. Okay, I think we might have found our solution. Natural footers on natural sides might be the long-term solution rather than double inverted. Or at least a 1-on-1. Either 2 right footers or 2 left footers, but not like double inverted. We'll go double natural for now. Grealish on the right, Foden on the left. Let's see how that works for the next 30 minutes. But that looked better, didn't it? He took that touch into his stride, and then he had the option to sort of whip that in if he needed to across goal. I think Grealish has got a lot of position at right wing, has he? Let's have a look. Oh, he does. He's fine, accomplished. And Foden's got, I think, natural on the left. Yeah, he does, so that's fine. In fact, it's no different then, because on the left, Grealish was natural and Foden was only accomplished on the right, so that works. I'm going to go into comprehensive and see how that plays out for a bit. Ruben Diaz, Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker. Absolutely woeful. We win it back. Kevin De Bruyne gets it, plays a awful ball into Haaland. We're just a little rush, aren't we, with the ball at our feet sometimes. I'm not sure. No, not like this. 1-0. Tyler's injured. That's a good news. But I saw Foden. Is Foden on the side? He is. And he's just shot when he could have played that across goal. Bernardo Silva. It's in. It's headed. Oh, it's in! Erling Haaland's got it. I don't know what's really happened there, but we'll take that. It's 1-1. Here we go. We're down to 10 men, and that has hopefully just benefited us there. The possession was 55 to Liverpool about 10 minutes ago, and now it's 53 to us. That's quite a big jump in a small space of time. So we're obviously dominating the game at this point with our changes we've made to the tactic by the looks of it. It's just been a tweak to Bernardo Silva. It's putting the wingers on the natural sides, and we've taken counter-attack off. Those 3 changes, in addition to the Rodri change from the last game, that is terrible from Fabinho. Haaland's got it. He goes wide right, don't cross this. Oh, he's trying to switch pass, is what he's tried. It's gone to Foden. Oh, that's cleared. Walker, Rodri, Kyle Walker, into Ruben. In here, quickly. Bang. Another one. Oh, he's tried Kev. Is Kev onside? It's close. This is closer. I think the game realises this might be onside. It was really close. I think. I was looking at 2 things at once. Ah, man. Walker throws this into Rodri. Plays it into Ruben Diaz. Rodri. Don't you dare. Okay. Not sure. Not sure we want to see that really. Grealish gets tackled, but Rodri gets into it. And gives it away. What are you doing, Rodders? Rodders, you're coming off, Rodders, again. 2 games in a row. Oh, that's better. Well done, Rodders. Love that from you. Oh, okay, we go. Phil Foden, what a ball. Takes a good touch. On the outside, he's not going to shoot us in. No, Phil, come on. Phil, just give it to Haaland. Instruction, never shoot past to Haaland, please. That's what we need to put on for Foden. It's realistic to real life. There was a few times, wasn't there, early on in the season where Foden got into a good position and didn't play Haaland in. So I suppose we're replicating exactly what happens. Again, the possession's dropped and it's starting to wind me up at this point. Grealish, Walker, De Bruyne plays and Haaland's onside, so he's going to travel with it. Oh, wow, okay. I thought he should have waited a little bit, but he's played it anyway. Phil Foden, he's got options, Phil. Don't shoot from there on your right foot. You can't use your right. Oh, it's absolutely calamitous and we're going to take it all day of the week. That is not offside. Give the goal, please. We're going to give the goal. We're going to give the goal. There we go. We're giving the goal. Phil Foden with a great little touch. I love that sort of chest that he has. It looks like Phil Foden in real life. I mean, yeah, lucky. But it's Haaland and it's 2-1. It started off this way a little bit, didn't it, with the Barcelona save? We're going to have to make our tweaks as we go. Play that in a... No. Okay, so Ruben Diaz, little bit of advice for you, son. When the ball gets to you, if you want to play in my team, when it gets to you here, you play that fucking ball into his feet there or there. What you don't do is play this. Ever. Ever. I don't care if it's Kingsley Coman who's got loads of pace. I don't want that, ever. If it works, I don't care. If we score, I'm going to sub him off. If we score for this, sub him off because he's going to think he's done a good job. I'll hit the post. Okay, we're going to say things are going well, but you're capable of even better. Right, so it's still a little bit too direct. I could untick this, which is going to potentially be affecting their decision-making on the ball. But we don't have that selected. This makes us too passive, I think. But we can see. I think what it starts to do as well is when they see an option that's sort of on like in the... what they should do is either pass it safe or travel with it themselves a little bit. I'd rather them dribble with it a little bit, get into an open space, then pass. So maybe I should dribble less off, but I don't want to see them just dribbling everywhere either, because that's not going to help us in what we're trying to do, right? But okay, Salah's got it. Hopefully somebody just nails him here. There you go, Theo, it's all yours. That's got to be ours. It is just about right. Grealish is going to come off because he's not playing that well anyway. Let's throw on Riyad Mahrez. Let's go double left footers on the wings. Let's see how that goes. Bernardo Silva is going to play it back to Theo. Theo's got it and plays it into... Oh, nice little play there. So that's better. Travel at the pitch. Can't see anything on. You just hold on to it. Please don't undo it. Akanji, go back across. Nice. Rodders is in there if you want him. Or you can go straight into here. Straight into here. There you go. That's it. Ruben. Oh, look at this. Aguero! Look, he's loving it, Ruben. Ruben, listen to your manager. Ruben, just listen to your manager at all times. We'll be fine. That's the message here. What a good goal this was. What, he's staying on it. Where is Kev? There he is. I can see him now. Oh, sorry, boss. I didn't see him for the first 10 seconds there. And Erling goes through. Erling doesn't miss those chances. Come on, City. This is beautiful to watch. We're getting there. We're getting there already. It's good. Possession is ticking up a little bit now. So Kevin De Bruyne is going to come off. He's a bit... got a bit of a, knock, or if he's still a bit tired from the last game, but he's going to come off. They've taken Salah off, so they've given up in this game. It's not just they took him off, but they've replaced him with Fabio Carvalho, so they've definitely given up. Akanji. I mean, no disrespect to him, he's probably a good player. He's going to be a good player in real life in the end. But I'm saying in the game right now, he's just not the same level of player as Salah is in the game at this stage. Mahrez, what a bit of movement that is. He's at the beans, Jeff. It was close. What a bit of movement this is. This is much better. I'm so much happy with this. I'm going to throw on... So you can make 5 subs, but only at 3 intervals. So apparently some people have been logging this as a problem on the forums. Don't forget, you can have 5 subs, but you can only make them at 3 intervals. So, you can't make 5 separate subs. But I think people don't realise, some people haven't realised that yet. So yeah, if you are looking at that as a bug, just please be aware that is what it is. So right now, I've made 2 subs so far in 2 different intervals. I could now make 3 if I wanted to in this last one. Yeah, they make them as separate ones, didn't I? Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to make all 3. Let's make 2 though. So let's bring on Calvin Phillips CDM, because Rodri isn't the best player anyway. And let's throw on Lautaro Martinez for... Has Haaland got a hat-trick? He has. Let's do that. So made 4 subs at 3 intervals, and see now I can't make another sub. Nail him. They've got him behind. He's got to... Oh, okay. Wow. That's going to come back to haunt me. Akanji. I don't have much faith in Akanji, if I'm honest. Mahrez has got it. Okay, can we play? No! What is that? That's not the right decision. Luckily, we're going to recover this anyway. Bernardo's going to get to it. Phil's still in. Yes, there we go. Great ball from Bernardo Silva. Phil Foden. Plays a cross. Come on. Come on, City. 4-2. Good football in the end there. We'll take that. I love that pass from Bernardo Silva. You can see there's elements that look just like Manchester City in real life in the players. Like this sort of ball here with Foden in that sort of position. That's exactly what I would expect. This Matt Change at times can play some beautiful football. It is so good. I mean, that's just calamitous. We don't care about that. We'll just take the goal. But the build-up play, what we're trying to execute there was really, really good in moments. How it got there was a bit annoying because of the switch. So we're getting close, aren't we, with the way things are. I think we're making tweaks, we're improving the tactic, and the possession's gone up. We've dominated the game after this point, haven't we? So this is a really nice goal and move for us. 4-2 to City. And that is going to do it. 4-2 to City is going to be the final score. We'll say good win, boys. Well done. Erling Haaland hat-trick. That's, a sign of things to come, hopefully. Right, so quick look at the stats then before we finish the episode. So looking at this, I mean, this isn't all the stats we look at, but let's just have a look at pass completion, for example. So Theo Hernandez is a lot less than Kyle Walker. It's interesting to investigate why that is. Rodri went up a lot in that game because he was quite low, wasn't he, last game? So for him to have averaged out up that high is pretty good. And the front 3 is slightly less, but that's much better pass completion. Passes completed per 90. Rodri is now pretty high as well. Dribbling's gone down a bit for a couple of players. But that looks pretty good to me. Open play key passes. We're getting more from Bernardo Silva than we are from Kev. So what did we do last game? We took that off from Bernardo Silva. We did that for a team instruction. I think we took counter off as well. So we're just starting to balance it a little more, aren't we? I think that's all we did. It's the issue sometimes with not saving it. I think that's all we did for now. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. I'll look back at the episode anyway, but I think that's what we did. I've saved it now as beta 2, so we now have got the original version is right there. In fact, probably should change that to the defensive tactic. But you can see there's a couple of differences already from what we started off with. And that's how this save sort of go. Yeah, so if you've not seen the Barcelona series, this is how it sort of works. It's rather than skipping 8-9 matches into the season, we play a lot of games, especially at the start of the season, and we go through that. We play on 4-match comprehensive, and then once the game is won or lost, then we can start to quicken it up. And that's generally how it goes. We make a lot of tactical tweaks early on until we get to tactic at least close enough. I think that it's pretty much ready, and then we can play it like a normal series. So with Barcelona, I think it took us nearly 2 full seasons of playing like this, before then the 3rd season was almost like a let's play, normal one. The same thing's going to happen here. We'll keep making tweaks. I think we're actually really close compared to Barcelona. I think we're actually quite close this time. So we're going to play through, I'd say, all the way up to probably the Manchester derby. We'll probably play in this style, then we'll probably move on. If we're doing pretty well or pretty comfortable at this game, I may miss out a few of these and come back for, let's say, the Chelsea game. But for now, we're going to play the first month of August. Every game's in. Probably the Manchester derby, then we'll see where we go from there. Hopefully that works for everybody. So after the first game, it's 55% only, but it was at home to Liverpool. We were tweaking as we went. That's going to go up quite a lot. Don't worry about that. That's going to do the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I appreciate you all for being with me and being a part of the series. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.